Let me ask you a few questions about taxes before we start this video. Who pays corporate taxes? Corporations, right? Easy. Who pays sales taxes? The people buying something? I mean, it goes on top of the price when you pay it, clearly. Who pays personal income taxes? The person? It has personal in the name. What about inheritance taxes? The person inheriting, right? Damn, that was an easy test. Not sure why we did that. Oh shit. Every single one of your answers was wrong. In fact, there is usually but one answer to each of these questions. Everyone. Everyone pays corporate taxes. Everyone pays sales taxes. Everyone pays income taxes. And everyone pays inheritance taxes. How? Literally take your money on April 15 every year and send it to the government, right? Like, how does your neighbor Joe end up paying these? Is this some stupid philosophy video? Well, first of all, philosophy isn't stupid, and second of all, no. This is a stupid economics video, or even better, an absurd economics video. Here's the thing. The government does not decide who pays taxes. Sure, they impose a corporate tax and hope that corporations pay for it, but this has downstream effects on the entire economy. More specifically, a corporate tax is technically levied on the profits that a firm makes. But the minute it's imposed, firms are likely to cut wages and raise prices. This means that the corporate tax is paid not just by the firm, but also by its workers and everyone who buys its products. This idea is called tax incidence, and is another great example of unintended consequences. Okay, so how does this all work? Well, the first answer to this question is a concept called elasticity. Let's go through a really simple example. Say you're trying to buy a chair from me. It costs me $10 to make chairs and you're willing to pay at most $20. We settle on $15 and you buy the chair. Now, suppose the government comes in with a $5 sales tax. What happens? Does the price just become $20? No, we renegotiate and settle on some new number. Say $17.50. In this case, you're paying an additional $2.5, which go to taxes. I'm taking home only $12.50, so I also lose out on $2.5. The $5 tax gets split evenly. Now, what if I were selling you insulin instead of chairs, and you need insulin so that you don't die? In this case, I'll be able to pass on the entire tax to you, because demand for insulin is inelastic. Firms can keep raising its price and people will keep buying it because they sort of have to. Now pretend that a product with a highly competitive market gets taxed, say potatoes. There's a million different guys selling potatoes and they're all competing with one another. So if you levy a sales tax here, it's likely to be paid mostly by the sellers and not the buyers. Oh, and there's one more catch. Think back to the guys selling and buying chairs. What if the government instead placed a $12 tax on chairs? Well then, even if the buyer paid the full $20, the seller would only get $8. The deal would fall flat. This is called Deadweight Loss. A trade that made both parties better off just fails to go through. This is why taxes are generally considered bad for economic growth. So let's go back to our test from the start of the video. Who pays corporate taxes? The firm being taxed, the people who work for it, and everyone who buys from it. And it also generates deadweight loss because they'll probably end up firing some people. Sales taxes. Yeah, we went over this one. Everyone pays them. Income taxes. You might be filing these each year and giving them to the government, but the company you work for also pays income taxes because they would have given you a smaller pre-tax salary if there were no taxes. So again, it's both firms and people. But also, there's people that never get hired because income taxes exist and they make them unprofitable to hire. So again, deadweight loss. What about inheritance taxes? This one is tricky, but you should know that inheritance taxes mean that you can't easily pass on your wealth to your children. This results in you spending more of your money when you're alive as opposed to investing it and trying to leave stuff behind. The end result is that society suffers because it becomes harder to attain investments for whatever business you're looking to begin. So again, everyone pays these. This is the harsh reality of economics. Governments around the world try to decide who should pay what. But instead of that working, the market just does its own thing. This video was made possible with help from the University of Georgia, bringing quality education to Georgia and beyond.